In 1981 during a garbage strike, so the city elders would rather let their citizens literally live in filth than pay sanitation workers a decent wage. The garbage symbolizes the city's simmering resentment of the upper classes, and also the madness that's slowly building up in Arthur's mind. Throughout the movie, Arthur says that for his whole life, he was never sure if he actually existed. There's even a hilarious moment where he walks into a moving glass door like he's not even there. There are several reasons Arthur would feel this way. One, that he's not the real him. He was beaten as a child and received serious brain injuries. So in a sense, the real Arthur, the one he was born to be, never had a chance to grow up. But more importantly, his maybe probably father, Thomas Wayne, treats him like he doesn't exist. He ignores his mother's letters, denied a relationship with her, and may have even faked an adoption certificate and had Penny Fleck committed to avoid responsibility for his infidelity. Thomas Wayne even says on the news that as mayor, he'll lift people out of poverty while he's actually refusing to help Penny and Arthur. And there's symbolism all throughout this movie about the rich being above and the poor being below. For instance, a news report warns citizens about super rats that are living down in the sewer. Continuing the theme of highs and lows, Arthur struggles to climb these stairs just as he struggles to stay sane and live a normal life. Arthur kills the 3 yuppie D-bags underground in the subway. But it's important that these men worked for Wayne Investments, so in a way, they're an extension of Thomas Wayne himself.
An assault on the king's soldiers is the same as an assault on the king himself.
He confronts Thomas at the movie theater by sneaking around the high stairs into a low service door. The movie they're watching is Chaplin's Modern Times, where he plays a factory worker literally swallowed up by the machine of industrialization. All of the wealthy people in attendance laugh at his lower class exploits. Just as earlier in the film, Thomas called all lower class people clowns, which inadvertently inspired the masses to dress like clowns. In society, one way the rich control the poor is by distracting them with entertainment. Several theater marquees appear in Joker, often showing porno movies. But Murray Franklin is Arthur's main source of distraction and eventual fixation. Murray is a talk show host from the Johnny Carson era, where there was only one reigning late-night host who everyone watched. An appearance on Carson could literally make or break a comic's career. But Arthur doesn't just want to be on Murray Franklin's show, he wants to be Murray Franklin's son. In his Murray Franklin fantasy, he pulls Arthur out of the crowd and tells everyone that he's a person worth noticing, that he's someone special. After all, this is what Arthur's mother has told him for his entire life, that he's meant to bring joy and laughter into the world. But then, in the fantasy, Murray says that he would be proud to have a son like Arthur. This makes us look at the similarities between Murray and Thomas Wayne. One, they look a little bit alike. They're both powerful, persuasive old men who appear on TV and claim to speak for society as a whole. Murray has a son named Billy, while Thomas has a son named Bruce. At first, Arthur is thrilled that both men have actually acknowledged him, like when he meets Thomas in the bathroom and Murray shows his tape on his show. Each of them calls Arthur pal and doesn't take him seriously. And like I said before, Thomas calls all poor people clowns, while Murray dismisses Arthur as a joker. So, Arthur switches his fixation from Thomas Wayne onto Murray Franklin. Both Murray and Thomas are murdered because they disrespected the Joker, and by extension, the lower classes of society. Joker kills Murray, his surrogate father, while a surrogate Joker kills Thomas, his actual father. The movie is saying that neglect and greed of the upper classes make people desperate, and that desperation leads to violence, and violence destroys the rule of law. And after all, the lack of a rule of law is what the Joker represents. He's the symbol of...
We have the answer to the frequently asked question about the movie Joker. Does Joker have any post-credit scene? Joker has just released and it's getting an amazing response ever since the trailers of the movie dropped on YouTube. People want to know everything there is to discover about the gritty character-driven film focused on the man who becomes Gotham's clown-faced supercriminal. What did Joaquin Phoenix do to prepare for his role as Arthur Fleck? Will there be a sequel to the movie? Or perhaps most pressing, is there a post-credit scene in Joker? So let's get this straight, Joker doesn't have any post-credit scene. The movie simply ends with the end appearing on screen. The film wraps up like any other movie does.